Becken, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And if you enjoy independent content on YouTube, or actually no, even if you really dislike independent content, whatever the circumstance whatsoever, if you could consider hitting that subscribe button, that would be fantastic. So if you hate independent content on YouTube, why would you hit the subscribe button? I don't know. But I don't know why you wouldn't like independent content on YouTube, or independent content anyway. But, I think the only place you can really get independent content, really like this, like independent voices are allowed, is on YouTube. Most other social media platforms, they've been stomped out of existence pretty darn quickly. So look, if you can hit the subscribe button, thank you very much. If I'm assuming this video is going out today on Sunday, it's Sunday 23rd of February. I'm pretty sure it's going out today. I like to show you guys my appreciation, and I do giveaways every week. So this week's giveaway going out tonight on the drawing's going out tonight on the TARDIS Zone, which is at 9 o'clock UK time. So what's that? 4 o'clock or on the East Coast, or 1 o'clock on the West Coast, where we talk about the current episode of Doctor Who. And look, if you like this current era of Doctor Who, this stream may not be for you, because we really don't like it at all. And I understand if you like it, you get very upset. But anyway, all that aside, if you like if you like stuff, I like stuff. I'm giving away this stuff. It's a Doctor Who, The Green Death. It's a story from 1973, special edition DVD. If you've never seen it, classic Doctor Who, it's freaking awesome. I love Doctor Who. I loved it up until 2 years ago. Anyway, all you got to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. That's the important bit. And leave the hashtag maggots. Maggots were, of course, the villains in that story of Doctor Who. If you don't understand my mush mouth pronunciation, that's fair enough. That's why I write the instructions in the video notes. So just refer back to that, and that will tell you exactly what to do. People who really need to know exactly what to do are people in the comic book industry. That's what it would seem, as the comic book industry is imploding before our eyes. DC seems to be the one going down the tubes before Marvel. Marvel's still got Disney to pump unlimited cash into their deeply unpopular lines that they put out. But I think, the direct market is pretty much over now. I just don't think there's enough comic book stores to make it viable ongoing. And so, we're watching DC go down first. DC... So why am I wittering on about this? Because I'm a rabbi, as you may know. Yeah, there you go. I'm wearing a skull cap. It's called a keeper. I'm a rabbi. So as part of being, a rabbinic person, I'm offline from Friday nights from about 5 o'clock until for 25 hours. That's the Jewish Sabbath. So on Saturday evenings at about 6 o'clock, it's always exciting to go back on your phone and see what happened, and it's always fun to see what happened. So something interesting happened. There was a bit of a bombshell. Dan Didio is out at DC. Dan Didio was the co-publisher. He's worked his way up from editorial into senior editorial, and eventually he is a co-publisher with Jim Lee. And fortunately, because I had a little bit extra time before this story broke, I'm able to get an idea what's going on. So my first question was, did he jump or was he pushed? And the question, I think, was pretty much answered today. He was pushed. He was pushed kind of unceremoniously. So normally, when you're in these very, very big corporations and they're going to fire you, they do it with a bit of grace. You go on vacation. You go on vacation and then you retire. We've all been expecting Kathleen Kennedy to go on vacation and then retire. Well, we've been expecting it. I would say hoping for it. Hoping against hope when you're kneeling by your bed at night saying your prayers. You go, please, good Lord, can you please remove Kathleen Kennedy from Star Wars and everywhere else in the world? Anyway, so Dan Didio didn't get that. Didn't get that, what's the word? Good grace. He was unceremoniously dumped on Friday with no explanation. So why on earth did this happen, and what does this mean for the future? So why did this happen? Because DC is failing. DC is failing. It went from, Batman is selling 60,000, 80. I think does it get up to 80,000? I really don't know. I do enjoy listening to the Comic Con videos from your boy Zach, but I'm not that much inside it myself. but DC is certainly playing. We saw Mad Magazine, which was under the DC banner, shutter its doors. Was it a year ago or 2 years ago? It's which I was really really sad about. It was like an institution gone. And then which hit me much more, Vertigo Comics also had to close up. And why did they have to close up? Because they're being run by idiots. And ultimately, I think the chief idiot in this would be Dan Didio. I don't know how much of all this is his fault. I don't know how much the DC titles, as comic book industry in general, losing its circulation is his fault. I think it's his responsibility. That's it. If you follow my channel, like about 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago, I got in real trouble. I got in a lot of trouble in my local synagogue. There was this, there was a local situation. I will say, I really can't go into details. A local situation which was causing a lot of consternation. Which eventually, after like several weeks of, it has been going on for months, but I really got involved several weeks prior. I couldn't live with it. I just had a lot of friends. If I call you my friend, that means something to me. That's important. So I had a lot of friends who were very upset with my synagogue and wouldn't go into it. And the old joke is, if you ever find a Jew alone on a desert island. And he's been living there for years. He'll show you all the things he's built. He said, "This is the house I built," and they go, "Well, what's this over here?" So that building there is a synagogue I built. He said, when they come to rescue him, and they go, "Well, what's the other building over there?" He said, "Oh, that's the other synagogue I built." So they said, "Why'd you build two?" He said, well, that's the synagogue I go to, and that's the synagogue I won't set my foot into. So that's what's been going on, and it really broke my heart because the reason I moved, I live in Israel, but the reason I moved to this specific community, because it wasn't like that. We didn't have a synagogue you wouldn't go into. Everybody felt warm and welcome, and I was very upset. So I blame I'm going on a real tangent here, but I blame the rabbi for it because some decisions he made, and I stood up and I denounced him publicly, which was not good. Not good. You don't do that. That was a no-no. I found that out. That's a big no-no. But the thing that pushed me over the edge was I said, I don't know how I can call him a rabbi. So, and that was ground zero. That was 9/11. Like, he still hasn't, I've apologized super publicly, but he still hasn't been able to accept my apology. And I'm going to keep on apologizing because I think I went overboard. But yeah, the reason I'm on this tangent is because the rabbi then after a week came out and had this very big class he gave to the entire community, and insisted the entire community came, where he explained how it wasn't everything he did we had good reasons for doing, and it wasn't his fault. Essentially, I think I wasn't allowed to go because I'm not allowed to be in. I wasn't allowed to be in the same room, so I don't really know. This is from third hand. But my point is this, and it might he might be right. And again, I was. If anybody, I went overboard, and I know I was wrong. I released an apology, which was a real, genuine, sincere apology. I say one of the best written apologies I've ever read. It just happened to be by me. But anyway. My point is this, that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's not your fault. Dan Didio, it doesn't matter if the state of DC Comics isn't his fault. I suspect it probably is. If you are the boss, if you are in charge, if you are the leader, it's your responsibility. And it doesn't make it, that's what leadership is. Leadership is that you have to take responsibility for everything. And that's why people don't like to be bloody leaders. People like to become leaders. People like to get leadership positions. They think it's cool. But it's not fun because you get the weight of the world on your shoulders because it's your accountability for whatever happens. So what did happen that Didio is accountable for? Why has the comic book industry imploded? Why has DC Comics? Well, let's look at Mad Magazine, for example. Because they went insane. Because every month they came out, it was Alfred E. Newman as Donald Trump on the cover, and they're like, let's make fun of Donald Trump here, which is fine. You know what? I wonder, I'm a believer that everybody should be made fun of. I think it's a good thing. But when you're only making fun of one side of a cultural divide, you're going to alienate the other side, and it's not funny. You can only really make fun of somebody who you don't have extreme hatred for. If you have extreme hatred for them, then it's not funny. It's not fun. It's not funny. It's not. It just isn't. And again, and that's why Mad Magazine folded. And it was a tragedy. You know why? Because there's nothing I can think we need more in today's landscape than a satirical magazine that pokes fun at everybody. You know, they like if Mad Magazine made fun of Donald Trump and also everybody else on the other side, and there's so much to make fun of because they're all so stupid. You know, if it was an equal opportunity offender, I think it would have like tripled its circulation. I think it would have done incredibly well, but it didn't, and so it folded. Vertigo Comics, which I love. Sandman. Well, I like Swamp Thing, which was pre Vertigo, but I grew up on Vertigo. I loved Vertigo Comics, and it broke my heart that it shut down. Why did it close? Because exactly the same reason as Mad Magazine. You had well, actually, it was even worse. You had like a collection of weird sex pests doing these comics that like were really hateful. You had this one about Jesus coming down to earth, coming back to earth because he fell so horribly, so he had to learn how to be a better Messiah from a Superman type figure. And like Christians were really upset. I can understand why Christians were really upset. Look, obviously, I'm not a Christian. I'm a rabbi. Yeah, but they were very upset. They had a petition of 250,000 people saying, "Please don't publish it." And I don't think DC has sold 250,000 comics, 250,000 of any title in decades. Yeah, but they managed to elicit that response. They had this other one, which again, it's all Orange Man bad. Look, I think if you're of that persuasion, that's fine. But have a myriad of ideas. But the thing that really I think destroyed DC Comics and destroying the comic book industry is these deeply unprofessional attitudes by the professionals working in them. The hateful attack on their readers that just didn't share their outlook on life. You know, there's no pluralism. You know, in DC Comics, it was always like, and we're seeing the result. And again, Dan Didio, I'm sorry, but it may not be your fault, and I suspect it probably was. You know, because I don't understand how, as publisher, you let people go on Twitter and have this act. I do not understand how you did it. And the people want to say, "Oh, listen, comics is a dying industry anyway. It's been a dying industry for 50 years." But yeah, comics is a dying industry. Of course, circulation is going to go. No, you know what? Comicsgate proves you wrong. Richard C. Meyer, your boy Zach, proves you wrong. That I just heard that Todd McFarlane let his license for Star Trek toys lapse. And apparently, again, I don't know any of this. This is all this rumor and innuendo. But apparently he said, look, he told to CBS, you have a legion of fans who are aching to give you money, and you're busy alienating them and pushing them and telling them you don't want the money. I think, what was it, Kelly Sue DeConnick or one of them said, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my comics. Well, we didn't like your politics, and they don't buy your comics. And, I'm sorry, Dan Didio, you shouldn't have let your professionals act unprofessionally to your customers. What is wrong with you? Yeah, and again, Comicsgate, Richard T. Meyer proves there is a fortune to be made in comics, an absolute fortune, which you've all decided to piss away because you don't like how an election came out. And so yeah, Dan Didio, you made a lot. I think poor decisions. You started what I think New 52 was yours, which is where I kind of got off of DC Comics. I haven't read American comics for since 2015, 2016, because because of this deeply unprofessional and alienating attitude, and quite frankly, once you get into this real vehement, hateful social commentary, your work tends to suffer. It gets boring. Yeah, more than anything else, it's boring. And every other franchise that has gone down this road, after the offence that they caused, and you calm down and go, oh my God, this is so offensive. They're calling me a Nazi. That's so offensive. After that offence dies down, you're just left with boredom because they have no stories behind it that are engaging. But again, I wasn't reading the Tom King Batman because I was out there. But yeah, I think after the offence, it was more than anything boredom, and boredom is why you kill industry is failing. So Dan Didio is much like Mad Magazine, much like Vertigo is one of the casualties of this insane attitude, which is just so hateful to your bloody customers. It is insane. So listen, I'm really grateful there is a Comicsgate out there where there are good comics being made. Yeah, generally speaking. By the way, if anybody's a comic skater out there and they want me to promote a review and promote your comic, look, if you send me a comic and you can send me a PDF, you don't have to send me a physical copy or whatever, CBR. If I don't like it, I won't review it, but I won't damage you because I won't come out and say, don't buy this because I want you all to succeed. Yeah, you know why I want you to see? Because I write and draw comics. I'm in the middle of doing a graphic novel. I'm about 45 pages in right now. And when my channel hits 1,000 subs, I'm going to launch the Indiegogo, and I would really like it to be a Comicsgate book because I love what they're doing. I love what they're doing. I love how they're showing the way for the industry, and I love how I hate how the the big companies are showing the absolute wrong way to go. So what do we think is going to happen with the DC character? What's going to happen with this new revamp they were doing, Generation 5. It was 5G, which sounds exactly the same as what All New, All Different Marvel was. And could it be a coincidence that Brian Michael Bendis was really at the center of All New, All Different Marvel? I think he's probably deeply involved in this. But what does this mean? Does this mean that Viacom is, Warner Brothers Viacom are just saying, yeah, no, you're done. You're done. I like. Is this really the death knell for DC Comics? I really don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with the characters. EVS, was it Ethan Van Sciver's theory? It sounds pretty credible that these characters will probably be bought lock, stock, and barrel by Disney, and be made in house by Marvel. Which, oh my god, yeah. Even though I'm not really in the, it just makes my heart go, oh no, really. But I guess that's really one the most likely case scenario. So I guess expect more of the same. Listen, if your boy Zach was able to get them, if they had any sense, they would get him in to be the editor-in-chief of DC. I bet he could probably turn them around over 5 years. That's probably their best bet, which they're never gonna do in a million years. And I'm kind of happy about that because I think your boy Zach content is better for being independent. Better for being his own thing. Yeah. So okay, that's what happened when Shabbat ended this week, when the Sabbath ended for me this week. I wonder what's going to happen by tomorrow. My name is Phila Beck, and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe. That'd be fantastic. Thank you very much for doing. But yeah, definitely subscribe because I want to get my graphic novel to be put out. But yeah, so like, share, subscribe. I've been thinking about reviewing modern comics, like contemporary comics as coming out, because I really haven't read them for ages. Would you like to see that? I'm really happy to do it. Spend $3.99 on the digital comic. Oh, I hate that. I just hate doing that. But for you, my loyal viewers, or even my very disloyal viewers, I would do that. My name is Phila Beck, and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, subscribe. I said that already, but I'm saying it again because that's how much I want you to do it. And have yourself a fantastic day.